late night, another late Saturday night. Got to watch some boxing. So, talk about what y'all thought about Errol and all that. Give it a minute, see if it's going to populate. Cruz Blake, what's goody? What you think of the fight? What'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think? It was a good fight though. It was a good fight though. A lot of fucking referee errors, but very good fight. Um, Errol was on his Terminator shit, that's for sure. Like the work rate was crazy. Like his output was insane tonight. And that's probably like one of the things I love about Errol's game a lot, man. He throws a lot of fucking body shots, man. He's relentless with the body shots. But I don't know, man. I don't after what I saw tonight, I don't think they'll ever get that dude Terrence Crawford. I don't know if he can handle it, man. But he looked good. But he was in trouble too. Diallo was goody. He was in trouble, man. And the ref saved his ass, you know. But Crawford, if Ugas can have him out of place like that with a shot, man, Crawford will hurt that boy, man. Too susceptible to getting hit, leaky defense. I realized like when he's on the inside, he relies a lot off of that bump to get a little separation to fire off those hooks and body shots, man. He won't get none of that with Terrence, man. But he looks sensational though, man. Showed grit, bit down, came back after, he got the mouthpiece knocked out in the later round, hit him, hurt him, stayed on top of him, stayed with a lot of high volume of punches. Just relentless body attack nonstop. Just stayed on top of him. You know what I'm saying? Like broke Galladinius to fall off the front foot. Just pressure, man. And he lasted all throughout the evening with that same type of work rate, and that's what ultimately led him to victory. Shout out to Derek James too, because one thing he said in the corner, he was like, "Yo, you got to stop teeing off on him." He was like, "Man, you're not going to be able to get this guy with one shot. You're going to have to slow it down. We're going to have to meticulously break this dude down." And that's basically what Errol did in his attack, man. Body, uppercut, hook, body, short uppercuts and hooks all night. It was a fucking phenomenal fight, man. And this one, honestly, yo, that's one. I don't know about y'all, man, but I don't think I'll ever forget that one for real. Gerald Fields was goody. Malik was good. He was like, I knew the activity level would be the difference maker. Man, I'm just surprised because if you look at a lot of Errol's fights, right? Like you can't really measure like pace from his prior fights to whatever fight he's fighting after that because they so fucking different. From going to Mikey to fighting Sean to fighting Danny Garcia, who's extremely slow with his attack and his timing, to going to fight Ugas. Those are all different types of paces and stylistically different and would have to go about his attack different. Like, man, but just the type of work rate he would have for a guy that was bigger than him at 147, way more in the evening, stayed on the front foot, was hitting him with some heavy shots in the body as well. And to keep that pressure coming forward and to consistently stay on the gas like that, I mean, it just said a lot about his activity in that fight. And I mean, he was getting hit with a lot of hot shit earlier in that fight. He was timing the shit out of him. Man, Errol just wasn't going to come up off of it, bro. And it's exposed one thing about Ugas' game. Ugas cannot really get off the shot first. He's got to come off of, finding time off of a counter to really fire off his combination. He's not really one to get off throwing a hook to the body, throwing it straight to the body, throwing, combinations upstairs a lot. He really gets off second. And Errol was just bumping his ass and just frying him. Just constant shots in the lower abdomen. Just he was crushing his ass all in his kitchen, man. Good fight. Gabe Lopez was goody. He's the worst ref in boxing. Yeah, dude was monster horrible, man. Like see, I guess you could look at it like, yo, he might have got robbed of a stoppage, but at the same time, I'm like, man, they gave Ugas so much fucking time in the later end portion of that fight, I think is just kind of like null and void with me. Like I don't even give a fuck at this point, you know. Uh, Niggas had opportunities to capitalize on both sides. It's just that, you know, Errol was just relentless, man. Ugas just couldn't keep up with that pressure at the end of the day. And you can see it was like, man, I think it was like an uppercut or something that caught him like right in the eye socket that sent him reeling back, that fucked up his whole night. After that shot, I think that was the one that swole him up. I think after that shot, I think that was like pretty much all she wrote. Like the activity completely changed for Ugas in that fight. Whew. But all in all, he stayed out there, you know, he stayed vigilant, stayed busy. He did his thing too, man. Both of them did their thing, man, but Errol just wanted it more, man. He just wanted it more, man. You at home, you feeding off your crowd. You got, oh, man, the atmosphere was crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna hold him. Like, every portion of the night was actually pretty fucking good, and it was pretty entertaining. From what I saw, everything was pretty good, and it was pretty entertaining. Yeah, that I was crazy, bro. Spence showed a lot of holes in his game. Hey, bro. Yep, yep. I was gonna save that for a different conversation. Just considering he definitely just coming off of the dub and a tough one at that, but that he can't even pivot, bro. Like y'all notice that? Y'all notice Spence cannot pivot. He doesn't really. He don't see shots coming. He kind of stays at that one-dimensional base that I always talk about when it comes to his game. Like he's literally right in front of you. That's a big problem. That's a big problem if you want to have some type of longevity and continued success in your career. Because like, bro, you can't take shots like that. Like Crawford, yo, you can't do that with Crawford, bro. Like he's the only one left now. It's literally the only conversation at 147 you can have. He cannot do that with Crawford. If he does that shit with Crawford, Crawford will literally put him to sleep. But more than just that, Crawford could just really, really beat him up too. That shit ain't gonna work, man. Yeah, easy money. Easy money. Tuck, what's goody, my bro? Martin Ramos was popping with you. Two hands. Ugas is tough, but Earl is a monster. Much love, bro. Yo, like I said, bro, Earl reminded me tonight, like, yo, he reminded me of like that little Energizer bunny and shit. Remember how they had the commercials back in the day? How that motherfucker was like tough, always beating the drum, like always lasted, always lasting, always energized, like Energizer battery commercials and shit. Like that's how Errol was operating. Like he just consistently got on it. And when you thought after all of the output from whatever round, whether it was the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, you thought he wasn't going to be able to maintain that shit consistently through the later rounds, and he continued with it. So for me, I was just like, bro, I was like, that shit right there is that's what makes Errol like, that's what makes him dangerous. But at the same time, like I said, when it comes to certain type of fighters, bro, that shit is only going to get him so far, man. Great fight, though. Great execution. Looks like we finally gonna get that bird fight, man. From the way they talking, man. If this PBC shit going together, man, we might get it. But my whole thing is like, bro, when you watch your Denius Ugas, take this nigga whole mouthpiece out of his mouth, then catch him with a 2-piece, no biscuit, send him up against the ropes, then the referee just come in and save this fool. Like, you're just like, man, really, what is he gonna do with Bud? Like, what is he going? I don't know, man. Bud is a different type of counterpuncher, and he's super superior with his timing, man, and real deceptive speed and power, man. Like Errol, it seemed like it's taking a lot for him to get a dude with a one shot, to get a guy one shot. Man, Bud will hit you with one shot and put you to sleep, man. Like at will, though. At will. He like beat Sean Porter at will. Like they like, all right, man, we got to do something, man. These judges looking crazy. He goes out there and he knocks him out. Crazy shit. George, what's good, brother? It was a good fight, but Spencer's only calling out Bud now because they're both near the end, and there's no one left to pass it over. Yeah, I was just saying that to I think on mine and shit earlier. I said, bro, I was like, if these two individuals don't fight, you literally have an era in boxing, like when Future, you know what I'm saying, when we far past this, little decade and this little era, or whatever. Like when we move down the line, like what fight defines 147? There isn't one. It has to be Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, and it shouldn't be pulling teeth because that's the fight that's going to define whatever stories any journalist or anybody or any conversation or even barbershop talk would have if it comes down to, whatever they achieve at that time. And honestly, it really looks bad, but hey, man, that's just my opinion. Still don't see Spence beating Crawford. Nah, man, it just honestly, bro. And I hate the fact that people think it's hate, but honestly, it just doesn't happen, bro. And it's no hate or no malice in my heart about it. Like I give him all his roses for anything that he does. He's victorious. I appreciated the fact that it was entertaining. He went hard and all of that. But when it comes to that conversation, bro, he just doesn't win that fight, man. He just doesn't win that fight. And like honestly, it's like I don't care. I don't care about who get credit or who don't get credit. But bro, he don't win that fight. But even though I don't feel like he wins it, he still needs to have it though. Peter Edwards was good. Moses CP salute. It was Ugas versus Ref and Spence. Bro, it was Ugas versus Ref versus pundit and Spence, bro. Like the announcers, they didn't want to say shit that Ugas was doing well in the earlier rounds. I thought his timing was great. I thought he was catching them with a lot of clean body shots. All of his shots upstairs were, pretty much connecting. He looked good in the earlier rounds, and he didn't have to like really get too busy. All he had to do was operate off the time the Errol was giving him. And like man, the shit, they didn't want to say anything good about anything that he was putting together out there. But I mean, it's all to be expected though. Crawford's a different beast. What happened with Uga? Shit won't work with Bud. Will Spence great one tonight, but Bud is too skilled. Footwork, timing, movement, ring IQ. Yeah, man, it's just like there's just different type of animals, bro. Different type of, different type of predators do different type of things. They go about their attack kind of different. Bud is like a little, like he like a grizzly bear. It's like he do everything well. The nigga can climb, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you can think about a grizzly bear that make that nigga dangerous, Bud got all of that shit just in boxing ability. It's fucking insane. EJ is a Mexican pocket fighter. Bud's gonna have fun with EJ. Yeah, because he's got to come. And the crazy thing is, once again, when you got to do everything and it's literally coming straight at you in 3D, like, bro, like, how easy is that for an individual that has multiple tools and multiple weapons? Like, I don't want to try to like downplay Errol accomplishments or whoever Errol is or his you know, his three belt evening or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, if that's all you can do, if that's your attack, top to bottom, or two, or throw out, the left jab 2 times or 3 times and then whip the right, bro, that's just not gonna work with Bud, man. It's not. Spence was rock so hard with that cokehead whip came to the rescue. I mean, he jumped out that joint, his dun 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 dun, man, like for real, dun dun dun, like, bro. As soon as Spence went reeling, that motherfucker dove out that bitch like Jack did Rose on the Titanic and shit. Gave up the board and jumped right off the motherfucking board, jumped right in the water. Like, I mean, he was willing to do whatever to save him in the situation. But man, that's just like, I mean, everybody talked about it though. We all felt like it would happen. Like if Ugas had any type of success, everybody was already thinking like, what's going to take place that's going to fuck him over? What type of politics would it be anyway? And this isn't trying to gaslight or trying to twist, the victory or nothing like that. I'm just speaking of what people was already talking about. Nobody felt like this dude would walk out here with a victory. And this ain't taking nothing away from Errol. I'm just saying, the ref jumping out there like, you know what I'm saying, a little kid diving in 8 feet water and can't swim worth a fuck. Like, bro, that just shows you exactly how they move and how they get down, man. They ain't having it. Which is unfortunate because it just make it so damn obvious. Then You got the announcer sitting there. He's talking about, and see, this is why we have a problem in boxing and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you're a part of it. Don't act like this bothers you. It's your job. You have to pretend like, oh my God, the ref is doing this or doing that. Bro, you really don't care. And I'm cool with that because I know it. But don't treat me like I'm stupid. Like, come on, bro. We know what time it is. Like, do you think Spence is testing some of that Mexican wild boar meat, some Mexican tea? I don't know, but I know at one point in time, you know what I'm saying, the boy was he wasn't really, he was staying away from that Vada for a minute. And knockouts was going down real crazy. But that's just mere speculation though. I can't say what is or what isn't, man. You know, but congratulations to him on the night, though. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? The boy went out there and earned it. I just hate how these dudes try to falsify these narratives and act like, okay, because you fought Ugas, that makes you the best welterweight in the world. Look, over there in y'all little delusional stable where y'all make up championship belts and y'all make up, you know, your own little viewing on what the heavyweight or the welterweight rankings look like and all of that. But in real life and what's going on in the rest of the world outside of y'all little matrix, y'all know it's not going down like that. It's like, bro, there's King Kong out there, bro. Like, there's a real King Kong out there. I don't know if you really trying to see him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you've been doing the whole time, but we know what time it is. Like these dudes got to get serious. I've been waiting. I've been buying time for these moments, though they are frustrating, excuse me, and highly prolonged. I've been buying time for moments like this. Everything else is out the way, so there is nothing nobody else can talk about when it comes to this gentleman. If you feel like he was back, he fought the Danny Garcias of the world, the Eugenius Ugas of the world, then he definitely should be fighting the Terrence Crawford WBO 147 champions of the world. And there shouldn't be no debate about it. That's exactly what it should be. No other conversation matters. You can't fucking go dig up the ghost of Keith frickin' Thurman. You can't go find anybody, try to throw Boots Ennis in the mix or whatever, though I love Boots. Shout out to him. I'm just saying, at this point in time, what else makes sense other than unifying the 147 division or holding gentlemen accountable when they say they want to go undisputed at the 147-pound division? That's all it can be at this point from now until if the fight ever happens. Well, maybe I'm just tripping or my expectations are a little too high. But whatever it is, that's what I feel like it should be. After this performance, they Spence stands a chance against Bud. No way. No way, man. Like, look at how that dude was hit, bro. Like, he literally was out on his feet. Y'all know when, you know what I'm saying, the baby first start walking and they hands straight up in the air and they literally walking on their tippy toes like a ballerina and shit like that. They really not understanding the concept of like walking flat-footed and rolling off the heels of your foot and all of that shit. Like Errol was at that point where he was literally both hands in the air, tippy toes of his feet, marching in the middle of the ring, not knowing what's going on, turning around, literally was defenseless in several positions to where he could have got his whole head knocked off. But you got fucking the referee trying to play Enrique Iglesias and shit like that, wanting to be a nigga hero, jumping in the middle of the shit, trying to, you know, avoid or prolong what really could have been really, really nasty, you know, in Dallas, Texas. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just saying, if you getting blasted like that, and your brain going on those type of trips, man, bro, Bud gonna hurt you, man. He gonna hurt you, hurt you. It's gotta be Terrence Crawford, man. It's gotta be Terrence Crawford. Too skilled, too fast, and showed plenty of times exceptional knockout power, man. And I'm just like, when it comes to the realm of like, when it just speaking on experience and what those, if you look at both of their journeys, man, Crawford has been through so much more and made it look so much easier, bro. And when speaking of caliber of opponents and shit like that, bro, like, man, Crawford like washes this kid, man. And I just don't think he can handle how precise Terrence can punch him at any given time, bro. At any given time. Like, bro, like that's like you're literally just giving Terrence the belt because you're going to walk straight to him and try to attack him. And that's where you're going to lose. You can't do it like that, man. And he can't try to live off his little jab. He know that. And I don't know about y'all, but it seems to me that bro can't take a shot, man. Or maybe I'm bugging out. But don't it seem like that though? It seemed like when bro get hit, man, listen, I don't think bro can take a punch. The boxing was set up to automatically force fighters to fight the guy above them rather than recycle some bullshit for money. The next fight Errol Spence Jr. could take would be, but we'll see. Bro, it would it def- man, look, that fight don't necessarily define Bud's career, but it defines a story for both of them, man. A great story, to cap on their careers, unified champions, undisputed champions, in four other weight classes. Whoever comes out on top, like nobody is a loser in this situation, bro. And you don't lose points for losing or or having the possibility of losing to Terrence Crawford. I just think that it's counterproductive when both fighters work against each other, when regardless of whether they're at 147 or 154, they're kind of, the conversation is always going to surround them too if they don't meet, and then it's going to turn into, like, say, Jermel Charlo for whoever. So but they just gotta, like, man, they gotta meet up. It's just a problem where I'm just like tired of having the conversation about, like, what if it does or what if it doesn't? Because, like, bro, I don't even care about that shit no more. It's like they have to understand how important that is. I think one does. You got, like, what else is there for you? And if you really want stardom, money, legacy, all of that, bro, it's so easy to make that fight happen, bro. But people just don't want to do it, man. Yeah, I agree. It was stopped late. Like, I was surprised, because there was a lot of pockets in that fight to where Ugas was just in his turtle shell and he was just getting beat on by Spitz and he was not firing shots back. I'm talking about, maybe, is it not far-fetched for me to say, like, a minute and a half, sometimes 2 minutes during rounds? Like, he wasn't throwing anything at all. Like, I'm surprised the ref didn't stop that shit. I thought it was going to be stopped 2 or 3 times before it was stopped. So, wow. It's like on one hand, the ref, like, it's like, okay, go ahead and fight. But on the other hand, it's like, I'm going to do everything to sabotage all the stoppages in this fight. Weird shit. Man, we should have to be in the trilogy already. I can't believe we about to get this first fight. Long overdue, 3, 4 years ago. Should have been the first fight. Yeah, bro. Like, they fucking funky. I mean, like I said, on one hand, I understand the reasons why they would downplay one another, considering what they have going on, if that's what they working with at the time. But to put it in the hearts of the mind of the people that it would never fucking happen, like, I don't think that helps either one of those gentlemen. It's always got to be spoken in the sense where, like, yo, it's going to happen. You don't put a date on it or anything like that, but just assure, audiences that it will happen in a respectable amount of time. But I don't know. This shit just getting weird. It's like, how many times you want to talk about Crawford and Spence and these dudes just, y'all know what it is. Lewis was definitely paid to lose. Dudes wasn't throwing no punches in the later round. I was like, what the fuck happened? Yo, it was I don't know, man. I don't want to sprinkle no controversy on that shit, because then how much how am I any different from the the barbershop conversations and niggas like that of the world? So I don't know. If it looked like that, it probably looked like that. But as far as I'm concerned, man, I'm like, man, dude did enough to win, but he did enough to definitely lose too at the same time. If that makes any sense. Like, he did enough to win, but he damn sure did enough to lose too. It's just like, you got these motherfuckers who like to intervene and shit, bro. Like, whoever shows up to watch a boxing event, bro, I hope they understand, like, yo, go in that shit with a very, very, very corrupted type of like attitude when it comes to watching that shit, bro. Or because if you're just like one of those good fans who are like pure at heart, your fucking heart's gonna get broken. It's gonna get broken because I'm telling you, it's a shit show. It was all a bit sus. I mean, bro, it was so blatantly obvious that they had some extra stuff going on there that it was just like, bro, I was like, whatever happens at this point, I'm not invested anymore. Not invested. I'm gonna enjoy it, but I won't be invested in saying, yo, this is real. This person got robbed. Like I said, there was janky refereeing on both sides. So that's why it's like I'm not even talking about it. It's just like, bro, like Ugas should have been the fight should have been over him a couple of times. Kept the joint going. Fight should have been Errol got saved. You know, they both got saved. Right or wrong. So Spence didn't do anything special. Ugas just stood in front of Spence the entire fight, getting beat like a pinata. Bro, it was interesting. Like Errol Spence's one-dimensional fight style, that whole like headbutt, like bump, create separation, uppercuts to the body, hooks upstairs. Like, I mean, that shit ain't getting nowhere, man, for the undisputed title, man. That's just what it boils down to. Man, if you're watching body, you haven't seen shit yet. For real. For real. Do you think Spence is waiting on Bud to get old so we can fight him? I mean, that's like, I don't know if that's like the recipe over there. I ain't gonna say it is, but they could possibly be trying to age dude out, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't feel like it's worth enough money for them to necessarily give a fuck too. Because honestly, I look at a lot of shit in boxing, and I just come to like uh understanding now that it's just like, bro, a lot of this shit, man, they can't be bringing no real money back on some of these joints because they who really knows about them other than hardcore fans? But that's just my personal opinion. So I don't know. Maybe they don't even value it like that. If one promotion can't get a hold of it, like really, I don't think it's like people are gonna care about it enough. I mean, well, I don't think the business side of boxing will care about it enough to want to stage it because it's a risk of losing too much money at a time to where it's like, losing money shouldn't. That ain't really their thing. I still say Crawford KO Spence. Bro, he stops him. He stops him. Like honestly, my prediction would have been 100 if it wasn't no janky referee. Because I definitely picked Ugas to stop him in like between like the 9th and the 11th. It didn't go down like that, but Spence was definitely in a position where he could have got stopped. He was completely look, bro. Spence completely turned around. Was like he turned all the way around, bro. Was looking down and shit. Like, bro, this dude was out on his feet. Man, he could have got hit one fucking time and that motherfucker would have been outside of them ropes, probably laying in his girlfriend lap, man. No bullshit. No bullshit. And then when he sent that motherfucker flying on the ropes, once again, we had the ref flying like Superman, saving Lois Lane and shit. Hey, man, that's boxing, bro. Heyman beats Ugas. Cover up continues. I seem to always get destroyed when fights happen at AT&T Stadium. Remember Margarito? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was nasty. That was real fucking nasty. Let's see here. I don't know, bro. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to hit him with the whole conspiracy theories, mumbo jumbo. I think we can just all just say at the end of the day, bro, look, as soon as Spence literally got his whole motherfucking bells rung and cracked like the fucking Liberty Bell and some shit, Motherfuckers came to the rescue because that boy wasn't even there. Like, oh my God. Let a referee just stayed out the way when that motherfucker turned his back. Because all Ugas had to do was catch that motherfucker with one more two-piece while he was rocking the ropes, and it would have been good night out ring. But you know, the show must go on. Ugas ain't do some shit though. Sam Cassell looking bitch, yo. Yo, we was on this. Yo, we was making fun of them boys earlier. How they looked at the weigh-in and shit. Motherfucker, I called them boys Skeletor and Dalzim and shit. Y'all remember Dalzim from Street Fighter 2 and shit? The nigga that be stretching out his legs and blowing fire out his mouth. That was your Denny's Ugas. And that motherfucker Errol Spence looked like Skeletor, man. Them boys look malnourished and sick. I was like, get them some water and some fucking soup. Get them a whole lot of yeast. Get them motherfuckers some biscuits and butter, some more shit, a greasy sandwich or something, bro. Them niggas look sick, B. Errol Spence was kind of getting hurt to the body. I don't know. Oh, I definitely saw it. Oh, Errol was getting big hurt to the body. See, the crazy thing is when Ugas didn't even have nothing left in the 10th round, he catching this nigga with body shots. Errol hopping back like Errol was visibly hurt. Had to step back off the body shot, recompose himself. He was trying to do a good little job of hiding it or whatever, but oh, Errol was getting hurt in that joint. I'm trying to tell you, bro. He's shown signs in other situations to where really, you know, he ain't that sturdy when it comes to taking a punch, bro. And he don't know how to roll with it at all. So it's gonna look fucking like it's gonna look devastating every time he get cracked with a heavy punch because he don't know how to go with that shit at all. He don't know how to turn with it, nothing. Like when he eat them joints, bro, oh my God. Yeah, they definitely he had that yoga flame shit going on. I think he even had the head wrap too and shit. Don't get me lying. But yeah, man, they just look they just look real sickly up that joint, man. I'm just like, yo, when you got these two big ass niggas in this joint trying to play bully and sit around 147, they don't got no business being there, man. I'm just like, God damn, boy, like it's time for y'all, boy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all size 12 shoe wearing motherfuckers to stop trying to fit in 11 and a halves, man. The ref said like Wilder was saved against Ortiz in the first fight. Yup. Dog, it's a consistent pattern. And it's been numerous fights where they've done some shit like that. I'm like, bro, okay, so we really going to do this whole fucking dog and pony show where you march this motherfucker to one side of the ring, the other side of the ring, have him get his fucking eyes and all of this bullshit checked out, bring him back to the ring, fucking go ahead and set him up corner to corner, you know, extend your arms, talk to him a little bit, give him a hand signal. I mean, like, bro, like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, and really all of that shit is taking place. Like they go out of their way to make the process as languid as they possibly can. I saw that in the weigh-in. I was saying, please get these guys some water because they look dehydrated. Man, them boys look sick, man. I said, I'm tired of these motherfuckers. Niggas look like some coyotes, man. Boys trying to come over, man. Ran out of water a long time ago. They look bad. It's the Jared Hurd effect. Stop trying to rest at 147 pounds. You ain't got no business being there no more, man. Stop trying to wear the motherfucking skinny jeans. Y'all too big for that shit. It's time to move up to 154, honestly. And because something's going to have to change, bro. You rise to the occasion against Pac, but you can't get up for Spence, the biggest fight of your life. Bro, I'm telling you, like, man, he was sitting there like, I was like, bro, for a guy as counter responsible as Yadenius Ugas usually is on any given night I've watched him fight, it's like, bro, this dude just literally just stood inside the box and just got hit. Like, was just eating uppercuts, you know what I'm saying? And just staying like in a turtle shell, bro. Like, I'm like, what is going on? But I'm like, man, I ain't in the fighter's head. I don't know what's going on inside the ring. Yeah, the shit just look weird to me, bro, but I don't know, man. We'll never know. Lucas had him hurt, left him off the hook. Bud Crawford beat Spence. That's a fact. Yeah, man. It's an easy fight for Bud. Once again, it's a real easy fight for Bud. Bud don't have to, go in his trick bag to do anything special. But the crazy thing is, if Bud Crawford ever got a hold of Errol Spence, yo, I'm telling y'all straight up, he would absolutely fucking wild on. Like for real. Like Bud Crawford he would probably do his worst work on Errol. Like he would literally try to beat Errol the worst possible way he could. Like and just literally just abuse him. Because that's the one fight everybody tried to make it out like Bud, like that's Bud Crawford's like kryptonite or something like that. He would go out his way to really abuse that gentleman, man. I promise you. Cause I know if it was me, I would. I'd be like, bro, this the motherfucker y'all constantly always saying that I can't beat who better than me. What has this dude done? He got down to one man, bro. This dude's lived his life at 147 and he ain't really fought nobody. Come on, man. Like if this is the guy, I would have to go out of my way to really make it a point to show everybody that he's not the guy. And Bud, a mean little son of a bitch. So if anybody would do something like that, I definitely see him treating Spence like that. Yo, Spence would have to be like literally on his A game, on top of the tops. Like if you go in there at any point in time and play with Bud, bro, your career is over. Like there ain't gonna be no way to make it look good, bro. You could try to make it to the end like Benavidez, but shit, you saw what happened to him too. Shit, you might make it far, but you ain't gonna make it out that joint in 12, man. It's impossible to make it out in 12 against that dude, man. He just keep proving it. Smiling at the bank tonight, you say the man's right, bro. Look, them dudes, man. Look, they was on that joint like Class A CDL truck drivers and shit on the big rig home breaker, pull out all the stops. Like, yo, it was everything was going off. Like all the sirens was going off. Spence was in serious trouble. Spence was in serious trouble, bro. Nigga can't take no punch, man. Yeah, man, he'll beat him the fuck up, dog. I don't know, Dwayne. Like you could be right. I don't know. I don't know what the future look like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bud can't beat him. Maybe Errol would beat the shit out of Bud. Maybe I don't. You could be right. They haven't fought yet. But I'm just of the belief that I don't think that motherfucking Spence got what it take to weather that storm. Everybody got the right to their own opinion. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to change nobody's mind. You know what I mean? Whoever feels like Spence is top dog in the welterweight division, cool. Now let's see him prove it. Let's stop acting like Bud Crawford don't exist and let's see him prove it. That's it. Nothing else even matter because it gets to the point to where I ain't even going to argue with niggas about it. You know what I'm saying? I respect how anybody feel, whoever will win. But I'm not having a conversation about them dudes if like going hard like Bud going to do so much and Spence ain't going to do this or do that. Because, man, I ain't even that invested. If they ain't invested, I ain't going to be that invested. He can't, man. He can't beat that kid, man. Spence about to get the dog shit beat out of him by T-Bud. Man, he can't beat that kid, man. I like, yo, it's so it's so easy, bro. Like, I'm so confident that he couldn't beat him, bro. Like, I would bet anything in my life on it. No problem. I would have no problem risking losing anything I own on behalf of that fight. That's how easy it is. keep hearing how talented Spence is. The guy can't move his feet, stationary. Saw it against Porter, seen it tonight against Ugas. This feels all strategic. Bro, like he's clearly a one-dimensional soldier, man. And the sad part is everything that he do was so easy to pick apart, calculated on the offensive end of the spectrum and the defensive end of the spectrum. That it's like, bro, it's like you ain't got to get out your bed and do nothing special against that dude. All you got to do, you know what I'm saying, is pivot him and time him. Use all of that front foot. Use all of that front foot one-dimensional shit he doing as he third and forward against him. Bro, I've watched him against Ugas. Ugas wasn't even doing a lot of moving like he usually do tonight. And he had him out of place to where he was overextending on the shot so bad that he left his whole chin, head, neck, everything wide open, ribs, you name it, to just get blasted on. So I'm just like, bro, that shit just too easy, man. It's just too easy. It's just leave it, man. I know he'll violate him. I feel like he'll sort of like falls in the Crawford easily take advantage of. Man, shit, pick one. You can pick one, find anyone, and Crawford could use that shit. Like Crawford wouldn't even have to really go in his bag to make his presence felt against Errol and really put him in some really damaging situations. Crawford wouldn't even really have to do much. That's the crazy part about the shit, man. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He offered so little tonight. He offered so little tonight that, like, bro, if that's Crawford, like, I don't know where you stand, bro. Like, really. Like I don't even see how you make that fight confident enough in yourself that you believe that you will win that fight. That's where I stand in the whole situation. Like I don't see how that nigga could be confident enough going into that shit. Like he got a chance of even beating Terrence Crawford. If you fighting people like that, from Danny to Ugas to Porter, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Them boys is touching you up. And when it get thick for you, you know you got to go a little low. I mean, that's a part of your little game. I ain't hating on you. Everybody got a little something that they do, but I'm just saying, bro, what you bringing to the table, bro, I don't see how you could even think or even try to manifest in your mind that you got the possibility or a chance of even catching a dub against Terrence. This man just made him. He look. I ain't even gonna do him like that for real because this is night. He won, you know, and I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on the man. So congratulations to Errol, man. You know, he fought a good fight. He won. Regardless how he looked, man, he pulled this shit out, man. But I'm about to wrap this shit up. I'm about to get out of here, man. Y'all have a great night. As we always say at the end of this shit, cost you nothing. Pay a nigga no mind. We just gonna see what's gonna happen down the line, man. Everybody be safe, respect.